On example 3, we're asked to write the standard form of the equation of a circle having the given radius and center. Now, in the book, it asks you to graph these problems. I don't want you to. Oh, and that reminds me, I want to go back to the first problem where it says find the distance and the midpoint. On the assessments you'll be taking on this section, they never ask you about the midpoint. So when you're doing those problems in the book, I feel pretty comfortable that you can ignore them. All right, so we're not going to graph them. You're not asked to graph them on the assessment, and we're trying to definitely conserve your time here. So the standard form of a circle, that is at the origin. Looks like this. It's just x squared plus y squared equals r squared. All right, so x squared and y squared stay the same. We're just going to plug in the r squared. It's hard to believe that it's actually that easy, but it is. So when you type this in, you're just going to type the whole equation in. I noticed when I was typing, you had to kind of keep track of the prompts because sometimes they want you to write y equals, sometimes not so much. Okay, that was an easy one. Now we've got to do the same thing, only our center is not at the origin. So, and this standard form really will work for above. It's just that when it's at 0, 0, I don't like doing all of this. But it looks like this. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, now that h and k, they mean the exact same thing as they've been meaning all the way through algebra. Those are our left, right, up, down transformations. So the h will give us how far from the origin this center of the circle moves in the x direction, left, right, and k will give us the same thing. Now notice they both have negative signs in it. That's to remind us to change the numbers as we put them into or take them out of the parentheses. Now when we're plugging them in, it happens automatically, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's plug in the numbers they gave us. Our x, well, I want to call them x1, y1, but it's really h and k. Remember, it's just in alphabetical order. So our h is -2. I'm going to put in a -2. Notice how that's going to make it positive, and the same with the -1 for k. So there's our sign change. And let's do our simplifying. Oh, I forgot to put in our radius, which is square root of 5. Square root of 5 squared is just 5. And that's the form that we type it in. We don't have to change anything. We don't have to square those darn things. We are done. Okay, so this one we've got to do a little more work. They give us the center of the circle and they give us a point, and they're asking us to write the standard form of the equation of a circle having the given center and containing the given point. What we're missing here, it's nice that it's at the center, so we can just use x squared plus y squared equals r squared. What we're missing here is the radius. Now the radius is going to be the distance between those 2 points. So I'm going to use that distance formula. And this is my first point, x2, y2. And this, because of those zeros, that my distance, which is calculating my radius for me, so I'm going to change that to an r. And those zeros make it fairly easy. So x2 is -2 minus 0. And then 1 minus 0. I obviously, if you do this a bit, you're not going to bother writing that subtract 0. So I get negative 2 squared, which is 4, 1 squared, which is 1. So our radius, try that down. Our radius, it looks like, is the square root of 5. Weird coincidence, that's the one we had above. All right, now, since we're at the center, we're just going to use x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which, when we substitute, works out pretty easy. All right, I'll see you in the next video.